There are many sectors for which a phone like this is intended, but especially for adventurers, people who spend days in the mountains, or people who simply put their phone at risk every day. Today, we're going to talk about another masterpiece from Ulefone, this Armor 33 Pro, which never ceases to amaze us since they've once again included a fully functional screen on its back, which is 3.4 inches at 60 Hz. It's capable of controlling the whole device, writing, replying to messages, taking selfies, and even playing video games. They've kept up with sound too, again including the 4K 4W speaker in the camera module, which can reach 118 dB. Honestly, these phones have been surprising me lately. Not only because of their battery capacity, we're talking about 25,500 mAh, but also because they now come with processors, cameras, and screens that are on par with premium phones on the market. So, if you want to learn about this device, I'll tell you everything in today's video. Join me here on TechGround. As usual, I'll provide context in case anyone isn't familiar with this device. And this Ulefone Armor 33 Pro is what we call a rugged phone. A phone designed for users who need extreme durability and beastly battery life. We're talking about IP68, IP69K, and military standard 810H certifications. What does this mean? Complete resistance to water, dust, drops, and extreme temperatures. But unlike other ruggedized phones, which are usually slow, basic, and clunky, this 33 Pro comes with Android 14. Dimensity 7300X processor built with 4nm technology outperforms 79% of market devices according to Antutu. Ulefone's clear philosophy is you don't have to sacrifice features for an indestructible phone, and after testing this device for weeks, I can say they've achieved something pretty impressive. I'll now show you the unboxing so you can see what's inside. Well, we have the typical Ulefone box, which we've gotten used to with their latest devices. And the information we have is basic as always. Armor 33 Pro, which is the Ulefone model. Let's open the little envelope at the top, which comes with it. User manual, tool for the microSD tray, and of course, an extra tempered glass that Ulefone always includes. We can already see the device. What a beast! Look at how it fits in my hand, this amazing Armor 33 Pro. And finally, we have its 66W charger with its distinctive yellow cable, also characteristic of Ulefone. It's a pretty thick cable, as you can see, USB-C to USB-C, and finally a little hook so we can hang the device. Let's open the device and see how it's made and what it's like. We can already see the beast appearing here. Look at this, it's crazy! With its rear screen, its speaker, its audio module, camera. Super eye-catching. Well, the first thing that strikes us when we take it out of the box and hold it is the weight. Let's put it on the scale and see how much it weighs. It's 776 grams, yes, almost 800 grams. The dimensions are also considerable, not far behind. 185.5 millimeters tall, 85.5 millimeters wide, and a thickness of 34 millimeters. It's a brick but a brick. The truth is that it's very well built, very well ruggedized, and with Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection on the front and rear screens. As for the physical design, the truth is that it's pretty nice. It's only available in black, but it goes really well with these metallic side finishes. Well, it feels premium, it feels solid, but it's still a brick. Let's examine the physical design, starting with the layout of its edges. Top edge. We find this little flap for the 3.5mm mini jack, which is great since we have a built-in radio, so having direct access to headphones is excellent. Infrared sensor to control other devices like the air conditioner, the television, or any device that uses this frequency. On the right side, we find this metallic module where we see the separate buttons for increasing and decreasing the volume and the lock and unlock button, which also has a built-in fingerprint sensor. It works great and is very fast, even with wet fingers. And at the very bottom, this little orange button, which is also a customizable button, but it comes pre-configured, so you can use it to trigger the camera and use it like a photo camera. On the bottom edge, we also find the USB-C charging port, which is very well protected. And if we move to the left edge, we find another customizable button, another orange button with this texture. Flashlight, capture screenshots, launch apps, and more. And of course, you can't miss the U-Smart connection on a Ulefone, which is used to connect accessories like an endoscope, as well as meters or certain elements that Ulefone has available on its website. As you can see, the edges are well designed and the buttons are placed for easy reach even though the phone is large. And with these edges, these flattened corners for that very reason, so that it can fall, it can bounce, everything is very well protected with rubber. The truth is that when it comes to ruggedization, Ulefone always does it perfectly. The back panel is where all the magic of this device happens. And that's because we're going to find the camera module with this hexagonal finish. But right in the middle, we have this 118 decibel speaker with a power of 4 watts. It's absolutely insane. It's not like an external speaker, but it sounds great, really good. It also features LED notification lights that sync with the music's rhythm. So I'll also leave you some shots here so you can see it. Of course, I'll leave you a sound test so you can see the measurement and how this speaker sounds. You already know that you're listening through a microphone and it's never going to be exactly the same as in person.
Thank you for watching the video.
And we go down a little further and we find this secondary screen. It's not the star of the show. 3.4-inch in-plane switching liquid crystal display screen with a resolution of 412 x 960 pixels. A refresh rate of 60 Hz and a peak brightness of 600 nits. Also protected, as I mentioned, with Corning Gorilla Glass 5. It's fully functional, scratch resistant, and has multi-dimensional capability. Now I'll leave you here with a little test so you can see that I've tried different applications. You can move the whole phone, even play video games. What kind of dual screen mode do we have with this rear display and what use cases can we give it? It has the Smart Dual Screen mode, which automatically activates as soon as we rotate the phone, depending on the orientation. Rotating it activates the rear screen, and rotating again turns on the front screen. Just flip it over. We have the screen lit up. For content creators, this is pure gold. You can take selfies with the main camera and view yourself on the rear screen. Just so you know, you can also use it for that kind of activity. Mirror mode is also perfect. So if you need to fix your hair, put in some contact lenses, you always have a mirror at hand with 600 nits of maximum brightness. A great productivity feature is being able to run 2 apps at once, one on each screen. Imagine watching a video while replying to WhatsApp messages on the rear screen. So this is also pure gold. The main screen is truly a beast. It's a 6.95-inch in-plane switching liquid crystal display with a 20:9 aspect ratio. Here we do get a 120 Hz refresh rate and the touch response is 240 Hz. The resolution is full high definition plus 1080 x 2480 and it has a density of 380 pixels per inch classified as high density. The peak maximum brightness is 700 nits, which makes it perfectly visible under direct sunlight. It's also protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 5, which resists scratches. And honestly, it has an incredible multi-touch capability. The bezels are large, but that's typical for this phone type. That's what they're for, to protect against this kind of drops and impacts. After our tests, I truly appreciate that they offer this extra protection. Let's discuss another key part, hardware performance. It comes with pure Android 14 without any weird customization layers or bloatware. That's appreciated as it keeps everything running smoothly without unnecessary pre-installed apps. The MediaTek Dimensity 7300X included is a 4nm processor. The central processing unit is octa-core with an architecture of 4 Cortex A78 cores at 2.5 GHz for heavy tasks and 4 Cortex A55 cores at 2 GHz for energy efficiency. The GPU is an advanced reduced instruction set computer machine Mali G615 multi-core 2 that handles demanding graphics without any problems. It's a pretty efficient graphics card. You can also watch, in our test, we played Call of Duty Mobile, the Marvel game, and Asphalt Legend. which are, let's say, apps that require high specs, especially Asphalt and Call of Duty, and it has run them wonderfully. In the memory department, it has 16 gigabytes of physical low-power double data rate, 5 RAM, which is the fastest on the market right now. And I've had more than 30 applications open at the same time, and honestly, it doesn't even flinch. It works perfectly for multitasking. We can expand RAM to 32 gigabytes, and internal storage is 512 gigabytes. It's universal flash storage 3.1 storage, which offers super fast read and write speeds, and it's expandable up to 2 terabytes with a micro SD card in an independent slot. It scores 708,000 points on Antutu V10, which means that the performance is better than 79% of the devices on the market, as I mentioned before. Just to give you an idea, it's at a flagship level. Now let's get to the real craziness of this phone. Here's the battery it comes with, and the impressive part, it's 25,500 mAh. For perspective, an iPhone 15 Pro Max has 4,400 mAh, nearly 6 times less battery capacity and life. Let me tell you, with heavy use, including gaming, videos, calls, and browsing, I've managed to use it for a full 4 or 5 days. And with normal use, that is, using it minimally, will the phone easily reach 8 or even 10 days as Ulefone promises us? What else is good? Does this battery also have something good? It has a 66W fast charge, which means it will fully charge from 0 in about 90 minutes. For such a big battery, that's impressive. Charging in 90 minutes gives you a week of use. Basically, while you're eating or having a coffee. The good thing is that it also has reverse charging. That means we have 10W of charging to offer. You can use it as a power bank. So if you're with your friends or have another phone, you can charge another device with your own phone. So no problem at all. For example, my other phone has a 6000 mAh battery, so I can charge it about 4 times with this phone. So you carry both a phone and a power bank. Let's talk about the camera system. Normally, Roger phones are designed to be durable and long-lasting. They rarely use high-end components, but this one has honestly surprised me. On the front camera, there's a Samsung GD 2 sensor with 32 megapixels, which takes decent photos in good lighting and is good for video calls and simple tasks. Selfies turn out great with good lighting, and it records in 1080p at 30 FPS. But here's the trick. Thanks to the rear screen, we're going to be able to use this phone for selfies, but using the high quality camera we have in the rear module. Since we have a 50 megapixel camera with quality that's abysmal compared to the front one, and I'm telling you, you can really notice it, especially the dynamic range and the focus quality. Well, it's still a dedicated camera. Front cameras typically perform worse since they're designed for secondary tasks. As for the main camera, it's 50 megapixels OV 50H sensor with an aperture of f1.95 and an 85-degree field of view. Photos taken in good lighting are excellent with a good dynamic range and colors that are actually quite natural. The infrared camera it has is 64 megapixels OV 64B sensor with an f1.79 aperture, and here we reach 79.4 degrees of field of view. It allows you to record videos, take photos, and it's real night vision, not just software. For hunting, surveillance, or just for fun, it's really useful to have a night vision camera, especially if you spend nights out in the field or get caught off guard anywhere and end up spending the whole night. The ultra-wide camera is also 50 megapixels with a Samsung JN. One sensor, f2.2 aperture, and a 117.3 degree field of view. Panoramic photos look great, and macro mode lets you get close to insects and plants too, but the quality is somewhat noticeable. For the other photos, video quality is 4K at 30 FPS, with pretty good stabilization, and the colors, as I said, are natural and the autofocus works really well. Are we gonna take on this Ulefone Armor 33 Pro? At its highest resolution, it's full high definition, enabling image stabilization. Take a look. Looks good. Do you see how it works? Backlight. It's not very sunny, but it seems like the resolution is pretty good and quite acceptable. Judge for yourselves. How does it look and sound? Okay, front camera of this Armor 33 Pro. We're in nighttime condition. Let's change the lighting. I'm under a street light. Now I'm gonna stand backlit so you can see how it handles the light. It seems to maintain the dynamic range very well. I'm going to walk toward the dark area. The focus seems to be drifting and the image looks off. I don't have as much light here anymore, but I'm going to stop for a second and turn off the front flash. So you can see, because right now I have the screen lighting me up, the front camera flash is now off. Here's how it looks and sounds. With image stabilization, the max quality is full high definition at 30 FPS. Because it doesn't give me the option to choose it. But anyway, judge for yourselves. This camera in nighttime conditions, I think it keeps the light, but the image processing does leave a bit to be desired. As soon as it gets the light back, you see the image comes back, but well, I wanted you to see it. With and without the front flash, using only the screen's light. Now let's switch to the rear camera. But in this case, we're seeing it through the display and this screen that we have on the back of this Armor 33 Pro. Honestly, it's very comfortable to see how we can handle it and see ourselves clearly. It's really useful to be able to handle the whole phone from this screen, take selfies, group photos, or anything else we need. The good thing is this phone's durability. I've already mentioned its certifications before. And the thing is, you can drop it, you can get it wet, roll it around, even jump on it. Is this a phone made for that? For battle, adventure, and tough situations, whatever they are. For example, for construction sites, for people who work with pressure jets that could affect the phone, this phone can withstand almost anything. Let's move to the final part. Connectivity and extra features are important to mention since you really need to know them well. And it comes with full multiband 5G, N1, N3, N5, N7, N28, N40, N41, N77, N78. That is with all the main 4G and long-term evolution bands as well. And I'll say it again. Well, it comes with Wi-Fi 6, which supports 2, 4, 5, and 6 GHz for maximum speed. By the way, they're already testing 6G in China, and it's expected to reach incredible speeds. Bluetooth 5.4 with advanced codecs, plus near-field communication that works with Google Pay. So if we go to the supermarket or need to make a payment, it's great to have this too. Having this technology built in is really nice. As always, these phones have multi-constellation global positioning system for accuracy, dual SIM, and an independent slot for the micro-secure digital. Is that go-to? Is it needed? Well, for this type of phone, having 2 SIMs is always useful when you're out and about, especially if you're going to other countries. And well, unique features of this device include the infrared sensor to control the television and devices that use this type of frequency. As I mentioned before, the U-Smart connector for specialized accessories. As I mentioned before, microscope, endoscope, and we already tested an endoscope on this type of device before, and for mechanics. People who also do repairs will find it really useful. The good thing is that it has the Gemini built in there with the Night Elf 3.0. So we'll have an assistant with artificial intelligence already built into the phone by default, and the Infinity Halo 2.0. A red, green, blue lighting synchronized with the music, which comes from the rear speaker. As for security, let's finish with the final part and wrap up the video. I know it's a bit dense, but it has a lot of sections, and that's the price and the conclusions. The Armor 23 Pro is available internationally for about 400 to 500 euros. And well, do I recommend it? Absolutely yes, but for a very specific niche, if you need an indestructible phone. Like I always say, for work, for the countryside, for extreme sports. As a flagship, this Armor Pro is probably the best on the market right now. However, for normal urban use, it might be too big and heavy. Look at this! What a beast of a tank! But for what it's designed for, it's an absolute beast that surpasses any flagship in durability and battery life. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I hope it was helpful. All this information, and if you have any rugged phone, did you know about them, or do you have any questions, leave them in the comments as always. Link in the description, and of course a like, subscription, and notifications turned on. Don't miss upcoming TechCraft reviews. So, see you in the next video. May technology be with you. See you soon.